So, as some of you might know, I've pretty much been spending all summer studying for the CPA exam. And again, just recap for those of you who don't know, might be watching this, some of my videos for the first time. CPA exams got 4 different exams. There's 4 sections to the one CPA exam, but it's like 4 exams. Anyways, so what I found out I was doing is I was going about studying for the first 2 sections. Okay, as I'm making this, my second section of the CPA exam is in like 5 days. So, study time's pretty much over with. I got a couple more days to hammer some stuff out, but that's about it. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about how I completely messed up in all of the studying that I've been doing all summer. Messed up bad, right? So, first of all, it's just the sections of the CPA exam. It is just a dump of information that they put on these exams, all right? I made a video a while back showing you all of the books that I've accumulated for school, and then, what books are required for this section of the CPA exam. And I piled up all my school books that talked about that stuff that's on that section, right? And anyways, it's a lot of crap that's on those exams. Anyways, how I found out I was studying wrong was, okay, so for school, I usually get pretty good grades in school. But anyways, so for school, I would study maybe, 3 nights before the exam, hammer some stuff out, and then I'd show up and take the exam. And I would get like a B usually, or an A. And this is a lot different, okay? Because even in college, right, your professors are like, all right, it's chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 that are going to be on this exam. Here's some of the problems from your homework that look like what you're going to see on the exam, right? It's really guided. It's really, really handheld, okay, as you're going through it. The CPA exam is the least bit handheld exam I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm sure that that's how they intended it. But, so anyways, let me think here. So probably, let's see, I took that first section early July. So, mid-April to May, I was studying for my first section. And then that was on July 2nd. And then my next session's on August 12th. And I've been studying ever since the ending of my first section of the exam. Anyways, so I studied for 2 months for my first section and about a month and a half now for the second section here. And what I didn't figure out until like yesterday was that I've been studying all wrong, okay? In terms of like how I learn. So at first what I did was I was like, holy crap, this is a lot of information that they cover on each of these sections. What is the best way for me to study this section and absorb enough information to where I can at least pass the exam? So I took a look at how I studied for school. I was like, all right, I hammered, out three nights, about, 3 to 4 chapters, maybe 5 sometimes, and I would usually do pretty good on the exams. So I was like, let's do that. So there's 20 units for the CPA exam. This is for the section that I'm studying for now. There's 20 chapters, basically, that are covered on this section of the CPA exam. And the last section was like that too. So I was like, okay, let me break up those 20 chapters into 4 sections of 4. So each unit, whatever, I don't know how you want to call it, each part that I'm studying for is 4 chapters of stuff, of material. And then what I was doing was I was hammering away 3 nights on these 4 chapters or units, whatever. And then I was like, okay, move on to the next one. Okay, move on to the next one. Okay, move on to the next one. And the way that I was studying those, I got the Gleam package. Shout out to Gleam. I like them a lot. I haven't really tried any other ones, but I'm just happy with Gleam. Anyways, what ended up happening is I would do that, but I was only studying the multiple choice questions because I wasn't familiar with the study package that I bought, which isn't the top of the line study package. I think it might have run me like $150, okay? You can spend anywhere from like 70 to like $5,000 on this study stuff, okay? Depending on what you get. I spent like $150 on each section. So anyways, I was just doing multiple choice studying all the time, over and over and over and over and over again. And I took my whole first section just on multiple choice studying. And then I was like, okay, I think I might have passed that first one, so we're going to study the same way, don't fix what's not broken, right? And then all of a sudden, I started really exploring around like this thing called the simulation bank that Gleam has in the study package. And basically what that is it's a fancy word for, the story problems, the problems that you need to work through instead of picking from a choice of A, B, C, or D. And when then I started looking into that simulation bank, and then I started thinking back to how I study for my exams in college, right? And it's like, okay, how do I study for those? Yeah, I hammer away at stuff for 3 nights in a row, but for my exams in college, I never study multiple choice questions. For my exams in college, I always studied I always did the work problems, okay? I always did the full-fledged story problem that's like 6 sentences, 7 sentences, and it's got basically all of the things in the chapter entangled into one problem, right? That's how I would study. I would hammer away for 3 nights on the working problems where you need to get it down to the dollar or down to the penny. It's not a close your eyes, A, B, C, or D, right? So I found that simulation bank, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I've been studying wrong the whole time. I've spent all summer studying wrong. Like I said, my exam's in 5 days. I figured out I was studying wrong 1 day ago, 2 days ago. Now what? Now what? I got all this time into it. And like I said, there's 5 days until my next section of the CPA exam. There's not enough time to re-go through all of this crap and get that figured out. So what do? I don't know. I'm starting to study right for me going forward, but I just wanted to bring that up. I could fail these first 2 sections because I wasn't studying right. It all depends on what's best for you and how you learn. I figured out that, the way that I learned from going to school, I learned how to learn best for me. And by going to school, I would always just work out the problems. Because to me, in my head, if you can do the problem, that's like a fill-in-the-blank problem, or it's got your story, and then you need to show your work, right, as to what's going on. If you can do that, you can answer a multiple choice question. That was always my philosophy behind it. But for some reason, when I'm studying for the first 2 sections of these CPA exams, that never hit me in the head until 2 days ago, a week before my second section of the CPA exam. So yeah, I figured out I was studying wrong. It's a good time. But we'll get through it. We'll see if I end up passing these first 2 sections, dog.